Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of 30 days of sketches. Today's sketch is from Rebecca Lockhart, and it is our day 21 sketch. And we have another one with hexagons. And this one I went a little bit different. Rather than cutting my photos into hexagons, I used my punch and punched a bunch of hexagons. I originally thought I was going to use that stamp that's off to the right hand side, but I don't end up using that one. I'm saving that for another day. So I have some of my Mind's Eye paper from Jingle All the Way collection, and I like it because it's got some colors that are not traditionally considered Christmas colors, in that minty green and the yellow. It's a little bit different, same with the peach, but it does definitely have a Christmassy vibe when I am all done. So I pulled out my largest hexagon punch that I have, and I am just going to go ahead and punch out as many of those as I can. I actually punched out a bunch and then had to punch more. So I do end up using the whole sheet pretty much. And then I am just going to place those all over my paper, kind of at an angle here. And if I was really smart, I would have tried to recreate the entire paper that I punched from, like the pattern. But I didn't. That actually may not have worked very well, but I don't know. So I kind of mixed them up. So that I have some of those colors in multiple areas, and I really like the way that this turns out. I don't do the exact pattern that she's got on there, but that's okay. This is a jumping off point, and that's what a sketch is. It's not something that you have to follow exactly, and I really like the way that this turns out. So it was an interesting thing when I looked at all of the sketches for 30 days this time around. There were 4 sketches in there that had hexagons. So I tried to do something different with each one because I wanted to, well, first of all, I get bored very easily, and so I don't want to keep redoing the same thing over and over. But I wanted to show you guys different ways that you could apply hexagons to your layout and make it fun and interesting. So the first one had mixed media with photos and patterned paper. The other one as the hexagons. The second one had patterned paper in the background and the photos as hexagons. This one, I am not cutting my photos into hexagons. I am just doing my patterned paper as hexagons. So all different. And then the fourth one is actually going to use that stamp that's on the right hand side. And that will be up in a couple more days. So the photos that I have here are of my daughter and Noah baking Christmas cookies. And I don't know, I just thought they were fun photos. He's helping her bake, and we have a lot of photos taken from this vantage point in this kitchen. This is in my mom's kitchen. I have photos of me baking with my daughter in that kitchen when she was small. So it just kind of warms my heart that there are photos of multiple generations baking in there. We actually have some photos of my daughter baking with my grandma in that kitchen somewhere. And so, yeah, it kind of warms my heart. So basically, once I got my hexagons figured out, I just put a little bit of adhesive in the middle, a little liquid adhesive. And what I like about that is it allows me to kind of move it around a little bit until I get the gaps perfectly, I don't want to say straight, but so that the gaps are even around the hexagons. If I put it down with the ATG, it's really not easy to kind of pick it up and move it over just a tiny bit. The liquid adhesive definitely helps with that. I also had a plan in mind that I'm going to do a bunch of stitching on this layout. So I also knew I did not want to use my ATG because when the needle goes through the ATG tape, it does leave some sticky residue on it, and the liquid glue does not do that. And that is why I didn't go too close to the edges of any of those hexagons, because I knew that there was going to be stitching on them. I'm actually going to use some black embroidery floss, and I'm going to stitch where all of the hexagons meet up. So anytime there is a hexagon touching another hexagon, there will be a stitch there. And then I pulled out some wood veneer from MK over at Some Assemblage Required on her Etsy shop. I thought I would use the pieces that I had out there, and I don't end up using those ones. I do end up using the little house from that set, and then I use the gingerbread boy and the gingerbread girl. I don't use the piece of candy, the star, the tree, or the candy cane. I will use those another day on a different layout, but I thought these were fun because, pardon me, because first of all, I really loved the gingerbread boy with his foot bit off and or broken off, and the look on his face is adorable. So I just thought that one was super fun. I wanted to make sure I used that one right away because it was my favorite. So I am using my ATG to hold these down. That is not something that I normally do, but I'm doing that because I just want to temporarily hold them down while I do all of the stitching and poking, so that I know where to stitch and where not to stitch. I will glue them down permanently at a later date. Okay, so what I did was I took my mouse pad and my piercing tool and I pierced 2 holes in each one of the 2 hexagons, and I am just doing a crisscross stitch. I don't know what that's called. Maybe it's called a cross stitch. I'm not sure. Sewing is not my thing, and so I don't really know all of the names of the stitches, but I really like the way that this looks. It brings in the black, and it doesn't look too overdone because it's very simple stitch, and it takes time, but it's not as time consuming as, you know, if you're stitching a whole cut file or something like that. So there's no back stitching on it or anything, so it makes it pretty simple, but it does take a little bit of time, and it was definitely worth the time investment, something that was easy to do while I was sitting there chatting with some friends as we were at a retreat. So doesn't take a lot of thought process, and you could do it while you're watching TV, while your significant other or a spouse or partner or whatever is driving the car. It's something you can easily do. So there it is, all done. I didn't make you sit through watching it because, like I said, it does take time, and it wasn't something that you needed to see every single one of. And you can see here that I did end up using some washi tape to hold the beginning and the end of each of the strings, and then I am using some liquid glue to hold it down, just because going over all of the washi tape and the string with my ATG just didn't seem like a really great idea. And then I'm going to use my white gel pen. It's an Arteza 0.6 gel pen, and I'm going to go over all of the little lines on these wood veneer pieces to make it look like the icing on a gingerbread man or a gingerbread house or a gingerbread girl. While I do that, I will remind you that there are a bunch of people playing along with not Stretch a Sketch, that was yesterday, with 30 days of sketches. And the links are all down below if you'd like to see all of the people that are playing along and what they did with this particular sketch. You can find their links there. I also need to tell you that because I have affiliate links in my description box, that I do get a commission if you purchase anything through those affiliate links. And because of that, this is considered paid promotion. And that is why you might see the paid promotion flag on my video. So, now that I have told you all of that, and I am working on this cute little house, I really just adore how these came out. Super fun, and they look so cute with the white gel. I don't think I make you sit through all of that because it did take a little bit of time, but you know, all good things do take a little bit of time, right? So it was definitely worth the investment in time because it really just finished them off very well. It was a very simple thing to do. It didn't take a whole lot of brain power, and it was just fun. So I really like the way that they look, and that made me happy. I will put the link for those down below as well. I do not get there's no affiliate link. It's just a link to MK's shop. So then I have this title from Colorcast Designs. It says Tasty Treats, and I thought that would be perfect for this layout. I was trying to figure out where to put it, and what I decided was I was going to nestle the swoosh of the cross on the T kind of between that gingerbread boy's arm and his leg. So I kind of like the way that that looks. It fills up that space nicely. And I am going to remove some of the stitching that is right underneath the words because it was kind of distracting. It was too much with the dark color there. So I just basically snipped them and pulled them out. And it's no problem. Nothing's going to come undone because it is all basically adhered on the back. And it is all stuck between the two pieces of cardstock. So I didn't feel like I needed to worry about having to go back and glue the backs of them or anything like that to keep those stitches from coming unraveled. So that is my title. And then I'm just adding one of these tabs, and that die is from Bow Bunny, and it's super old. I don't even know if it's available anymore. I will look just in case it is, but that is where my journaling is going to go. I don't have a lot to say on here, except that they were baking cookies and the date. And so that is pretty much all that I'm putting on there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I thank you for the time that you spent with me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow with another video. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up, I would really, really appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe as well. Thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.